Hi. So, this is a video about me, just in case you're curious. If you are, congratulations, you found a video about me. I am the awful chef. I eat, therefore I cook. Don't have a choice. It's the tyranny of life. So, I imagine the first question is, why the awful chef? It's because I cook for my wife, and I have had no professional experience. This is all hard-earned School of Knox. And my wife, who has had professional culinary experience, looks at everything I do and says, "You're doing it wrong." So I'm clearly the awful chef. Now why me? Oh my God, let's save the world. You've got to watch this video, your life depends upon it. Actually, there are some good things in this video that we'll get to. So, cooking. Why do I cook? Well, the thing is that a few years ago, I decided to do volunteer work for my church. Oh boy, was that fun. Yeah, I ended up in an apartment in the middle of nowhere, what we politely call a food desert these days. And on a good day, I'd show up and there'd be a sharp knife and a cast iron skillet. So that's one of the reasons why some of my cooking techniques are a bit seat of the pants, because I learned how to cook by the seat of the pants using what was available. And frequently that did not include measuring cups or anything nice. So I returned from that and I got married. And then my wife suffered a congestive heart failure episode. So I had to learn to cook real quick. All sorts of food that I hadn't cooked before. Low fat, basically vegetarian, because I loved my wife and I wanted to keep her alive. Exciting, right? Yeah, it's necessity, the mother of invention. So, this is where it gets really interesting. Years and years and years and years later, I decided to retire. I just got tired of my life, my professional life. So I ended up here, and because I'm very good at managing a kitchen, I took over cooking. I always cooked when I was between jobs, and from my high-stress lifestyle in the computer field, that happened a fair amount. So we came up here, I took over cooking, and it was very interesting, you know. I'd always been borderline vegetarian. Nothing really exciting, just I kind of like my vegetables. So we get up here, I take over cooking. Oh, exciting. Our food bills go down because I'm good at managing the kitchen, and we're eating less meat. Well, this is where it gets interesting. In the computer field, when I've been working in the Bay Area of California, Silicon Valley area, whenever I went to the doctor, he'd look at me and say, "Oh, you're bad here, you're bad there. Really, this is not good. We should think about getting you medication here in a couple of years." And that's one of the reasons I retired. I got tired of going to the doctor and having him tell me I was about to die. And I hadn't had any fun. So we move up here. I start cooking because I'm cheap at it. Buy myself a Mercedes and think, "Oh God, in 2 years I'm going to die." Because, you know, that's what happens to people who retire from jobs they love. So get up here, and this is the part that's going to save your life. Yeah, sure it will. Start doing the vegetarian thing. Rice and beans, blah, blah, blah. Rice, beans, pasta, meat. You know, you got to have meat once a week just to keep your sanity. So I finally go to the doctor up here once I get all my medical and all that straightened out. Yeah, the first 2 years of retirement are the worst. You're just going to hate those. So I talk to the doctor and go back for the results of the blood test, and he laughs at me. I mean, dead serious. The doctor laughs at me. And then he tells me to eat more burgers and bacon so I can have normal blood work. Because when I retired, I suddenly developed the blood work of a 15-year-old boy. That's right. I retired, and instead of dying in 2 years, I'm going to live forever because I eat vegetarian, or largely vegetarian meals. So yeah, these videos may actually save your life. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing them. We kind of have a joke around here, you know. When I was growing up, we ate a lot of meat. We ate really nice food. And, you know, Graham Kerr was a fixture in my house. We ate Graham Kerr's food. The guy killed his wife with that food. But that's another issue. So, we get up here, and I realize that beans and rice can be really good. And the joke is that when I was a child, I'd look at my mother and say, why can't we have a nice car or a nice house or something like that? And we'd be spending all our money on food. And she'd say, well, Alex, those people spend all their money on cars and nice houses and eat beans and rice. Well, if I'd known beans and rice could be this good, I'd have begged Mama for a Mercedes when I was a kid. So yeah, that's one of the objectives of this channel, is to show you what a limited vegetarian / meatless. We don't do vegan. Sorry, vegans, but any diet that requires vitamin supplements is not, in my opinion, my uneducated opinion, so you can discard that at will, not the healthiest. So that's why this channel exists. That's it. That's the end of my pontification. We will continue to make food in the style of somebody who goes into a kitchen with no tools and just has to eat because he's hungry. So that's it. Thanks. And just for reference, we don't use a lot of specialized tools. I married a beautiful woman, and when we got married, I had a knapsack and a motorcycle because I just come back from doing volunteer work. She had a generational kitchen with pots and pans from her grandparents. So you will occasionally see some very interesting antiques on this channel. I challenge you to look out for them because most of the stuff I use, I bought at a garage sale. That's it. Thank you. I hope you enjoy some of the videos. And if you try the recipes and learn to cook basically from the soul, because we don't do a lot of measurements on this channel. It's one of those things where if you hear the name of a dish, you can probably figure out what's in it. And that's what real cooking is. That and knowing some basic techniques like browning your onions, browning your butter, and all of those wonderful things that they teach in the French academies, etc. You'll learn how to make some really good food. Thanks. Bye.